Thanks for joining me for the Trend Talk Show Clips. In this episode, Deanna Russo, Jillian Whitney, and Kevin Turner join me for a LinkedIn Features 2022 review.
Okay, well, the video person has to say auto captions or you'd throw me out. I'd be voted off the island. So I have to say, we asked for it. We pleaded for it. We begged for it. LinkedIn heard us, made it happen, put them out there. And I have to commend them that when they first came out, they were a little wobbly. There was some, like, how does this all work? And we had to really, dive in and figure it all out. But they have already made updates. And for those of us who already do captions and we do the burned in captions, we can turn the auto captioning off. And I just have to say, it is a joy and pleasure to see videos now come through the news feed that these are people that never, ever captioned their videos. And I used to sit there silently going, but, I wasn't the caption police, so I didn't want to go and, I just thought, okay, if you choose not to, that's your choice, but you're hurting yourself and you're hurting anybody who needs those captions. Now those captions are there. So I just have to say 2 thumbs up for LinkedIn for doing it, making improvements, and way to go, LinkedIn.
And it now makes LinkedIn inclusivity speakers who would always talk about being inclusive, right? And they would never caption their videos.
Yep.
It was so embarrassing. Now, at least they're not embarrassing the networking tab. Oh. And so that anybody who joins an event, and now that's also on the video lives as well, anybody who joins an event, if you just say, I accept, right, I'm coming, and you don't even show up, you can still network with anybody else who also accepted the event itself. And you could basically send them a direct message. If you're so far apart, LinkedIn will give you that free in-mail, which is pretty cool. And so you can in-mail them. So it's an actual networking tool now. And I think that's fantastic when there's those conversations. My favorite thing to do on an audio event is when somebody gets on the stage, I take a picture of them on the stage, little green ring around them, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe the banner on the side of what the event is. And while they're talking, I shoot it to them. I click on their profile. It pops up the messaging box. I send that to them. And I started a relationship by giving a gift. It's a great way to do it. And it works. And I have made friends that probably never would have been my friends, potentially, right?
You I think have the most experience with audio amongst the 4 of us. So what's your take on that, and what's your favorite feature?
I have to go with the LinkedIn audio events as my favorite feature for all of the reasons that Kevin detailed, but also because when I was in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic, Clubhouse became a friend to me. And so LinkedIn audio, like, this totally makes sense.
And then the worst thing was, now people don't know what in the world to call carousels anymore, because we all refer to carousels as sliders, and they're actually document posts. But now we have this wrong word, and you have to keep correcting people.
Well,
carousels.
You can't blame me. That's why I always put in brackets what it's supposed to be called. So I've always called it document post. Well, that's its real name. Carousel is something that we group manufactured, and pretended it was, right. It never was called carousel. And if you
and then we had the carousel, which was started by Zoe over in Israel, and that was kind of fun thing. But that kind of started the whole carousel movement. So I call them sliders because click, click, click. I love them. I call them sliders.
I call them boring now. I see almost every other post now is a document post, and I'm now tired of them. It's kind of like when polls came out and everybody jumped back on polls, and then everything was a poll, favorite donut, favorite, whatever. And we got tired of them. We got so sick of polls, we wouldn't.
And the ability to write a whole post and save it as a draft, use it, because I was one of the many, and I'm sure that we've all been in this scenario where you've been writing a post and it's looked awesome, and then all of a sudden it disappears Poof, it's gone. All of those words. Save it. Save it. Whether you save it in a Google Doc or you save it in a Microsoft Word doc, that's fine. But LinkedIn is now giving you the ability to save it as a draft. And you can go back and work on it. Honestly, if you get into the whole like writing a piece of content and you're writing and you're writing and you're writing and you're posting, then it's probably not going to be that good anyhow because you didn't put a lot of thought and effort into it.
Video that you could do on your desktop using your laptop camera, you'd have twice as many easily in within a week, because people could sit there and they could do their profile video and do it a couple of times. Oh, that one's good enough. Load it. Somebody like that is not going to grab their mobile phone and shoot a video and then send that video somewhere else and then edit that video. And you can do it all in one spot like that. And on desktop or mobile, those things change.
So Jillian and Deanna, what do you think? Video will increase? Video news?
I think that video will increase because I think that LinkedIn is competing against TikTok.
Thanks again for joining me for the Trend Talk Show clips. See you next time.